Hello, YouTube. This is Ray Chalinsky, the Fighting Nerd, and his co-host, Jolly Roger. And I am here on my very first YouTube video to explain why I called my channel The Fighting Nerd. The simple explanation is those two qualities are pretty much the things I'm passionate about. Not that I'm passionate about fighting per se. I'm not a violent person. I much prefer to talk my way out. I really prefer to write about issues that concern me and not fight them out. But I do realize that there are times when good people are forced to be violent. It doesn't make them violent people. It makes them people who are willing to protect themselves and those they care about. But I am into military history, martial arts, weapons and weapons history of all types, particularly edged weapons, and knives in particular, among edged weapons. But if it's an implement of mayhem or destruction, I'll probably be interested in it. I do not consider myself an expert in any of those subjects by any means. I am simply a guy that's been alive for a little under 50 years and has been interested in the history of human conflict for most of that time. In fact, as long as I can remember, one of the most treasured possessions, and I still have this book around somewhere, is a book that my Uncle Bob bought me when I couldn't have been more than 5 or 6 years old, about the aircraft of World War II. I read that book until it was falling apart, and I still have it around here, held together with rubber bands and in plastic. It's in such bad condition I can't read it right anymore. That's the thing. I have an extensive knife collection. I'll be doing a lot of videos about knives and how they're designed and how they're used, why they're designed the way they are, and things in that general. And other weapons, there might be some gun videos on there, and I know YouTube will love that. But if we give in to that kind of backdoor censorship that YouTube has been perpetrating lately, then they'll keep doing it, and others will do it. So I will say what I think until they kick me off, and then I will probably go to VidMe. Just at that point, if they do kick me off, I'll go to VidMe out of pure spite. Even warrior philosophy. Why do people train martial arts? Why do I like knives? And I hope that will be entertaining and informative. The second part of the title, the nerd, is just that. I'm a nerd. Along with my interest in history and weaponry, I'm interested in science fiction and fantasy. I write science fiction novels. I have 2 novels in the Fireteam Alpha series, which is a military sci-fi combining both of my hobbies, or categories of hobbies. And I have the 1 novel out in the Blessed Warrior series, which will be followed by a second, which is an urban fantasy. I'll be talking more about those in the name of shameless self-promotion later on. But with the nerd stuff, I'll be talking what nerds talk about. New TV shows, old TV shows that are science fiction, the philosophy behind science fiction, the cultural relevance of science fiction and fantasy. I will no doubt add to the cacophony of voices asking what happened to the hot mess that is Star Trek Discovery, and why they have seen fit to bastardize our beloved Star Trek. And there will be times when there overlap. I'll be doing videos analyzing the designs of fantasy and science fiction swords and knives, for instance. and hopefully, again, you'll find that entertaining. And also, at the end of this video, I'm going to do an unboxing, or an enveloping, if that's a word. And it's going to be a reenactment of an enveloping. I got a new knife today, and I don't wait ever to look in a new knife when it comes. And this one is particularly special because it comes from a YouTuber that has a knife-related channel, and his name is Mayor Fugly Cool. Gotta love that name. And he recently cleared 10,000 subscribers on his channel, and to celebrate that milestone, he gave away some knives. And I entered his giveaway and was fortunate enough to win. And my prize arrived today. So I'm going to take that under the envelope again and just give you my first thoughts on the knife. Just kind of a quick first impression thing. And that'll be kickstarting the channel. So what we have here's the envelope. I'm not going to show either of our addresses for obvious reasons. And I'm going to pop this out of here, and what we have is a Mora Companion. Now, I've had a chance to play with this thing a little bit since it came, and I got to tell you, I really like it. Now, this one is the 125th anniversary commemorative version, so it is a collector's item, which is really great and fugly cool to give away. And the first thing that I noticed when I got this knife out is it feels fantastic in the hand. It is just a pleasure to hold. I swear, it looks like somebody laid a computer scanned my hand and then made the handle to fit this hand. It's amazing. Right? It's got good balance. It's easy to manipulate. And for non-knife people, Mora is a very well-known and respected knife company. They're known for making high-quality knives that are durable and very inexpensive. Pretty much anybody can afford a Mora. Outdoorsmen that spend a lot of time out in the woods really like the Moras, and you can see why. This is just kind of a perfect everyday utility knife that you can use for almost anything except maybe batoning wood or something like that. And I dare say, given Mora's reputation for quality, you might be able to get away for batoning small pieces of wood with this. They're made in Sweden, and I can't remember the name of the steel, but it's very high quality steel. And if you are holding this and you know any knife person, or you know anything about steel, you can kind of look at the grain and things, and just look at the steel and know that this is excellent steel. It's a very light knife and razor sharp. Well, I can't say razor sharp, that's an overused term, but shaving sharp right out of the box. Let's see if we can demonstrate that here. Get this in frame. Right, haven't touched the edge. That was right out of the box. Right, and as for shaving the arm, another quintessential test of a knife, and I really doubt you'll be able to see this, but maybe if I hold it close enough. I don't know if yeah, I think you can see where it shaved arm, and this was as is. The edge hasn't been touched. So great knife. And again, I am in awe of how great this knife feels and how easy it is to manipulate. So Mayor Fugly Cool, he even sent me a handwritten note. When's the last time anybody sent you a handwritten note? That note is probably going to go into with the rest of the warranties on my other knives, which some of which you will be seeing. I have planned a couple of tabletop knife reviews, but there it is. The Fighting Nerd. He loves military history and pretty much all things weapon related. And I'm going to talk about nerdy stuff. It's going to be unscripted, as you can tell, crude. And maybe there are other nerds out there that are into fighting, that are into the martial elements of society, that will appreciate it. Appreciate what I have to say. I hope so. That's it. I'll be signing off now. Just one thing I have to say to you is draw your blades only in just purpose. Sheath them only with honor. This is the Fighting Nerd and Jolly Roger. We will be seeing you again.